All right, moving on to the next story. Assistant director who handed cold gun to Alec Baldwin fired before. There seems to be another development in the accidental shooting death of Halyna Hutchins by Alec Baldwin as Dave Halls, the assistant director who reportedly gave the prop gun that did the killing, has had other issues since 2019 when it was discovered that he was fired from a previous production gig over another firearm incident. According to sources, Dave Halls was fired as an assistant director on the set of Freedom Park in 2019 when a gun unexpectedly discharged, injuring a sound crew member due to Dave's gun safety violations. Reports state that while on set, Dave had shouted that the weapon was a cold gun, meaning it was safe to use before giving it to Baldwin. Attention has now been focused on Dave and Amara Hannah Gutierrez Reed in the wake of the tragedy on the set near Santa Fe, New Mexico. It was reported that crew members had used that same weapon for live ammunition target practice just hours before Hutchins was killed. The developments came as a narrative of the tragedy emerged from an affidavit submitted by the Santa Fe sheriffs as they sought a search warrant. The document explains how Baldwin was practicing drawing his gun from his holster and pointing it at the camera when the accident happened. No one has since been charged and no arrests have been made so far. Okay, so the crazy thing with this one is this is telling people now that if you want to employ someone, you need to find out what they've done before and call their references to know what has happened. Because according to this guy's story, now that this has happened, people that know him have come out to say this has happened before on another set, and he got fired for it. And now it happened again, and this time around, it took a life. The first time, the person was just injured. It was a minor injury, but this one took a life, and someone else sustained injury. So I think people need to learn to do their job well. And the fact that people are now saying that the crew members used the gun to practice target shooting before they had the normal shoot, like, that is really crazy, because himself and the Amara are the ones that people are looking at now. And as the Amara, the job of the Amara is to make sure that all the props, all the guns, the weapons, everything is safe and it's good to use. And then the assistant director is supposed to double check to make sure it's okay. So obviously, they neglected gun safety rules, and they violated many rules, and a life was lost.
Okay, so what I will say about this is that, number one...
It's what you always say. I can hear it already.
There's nothing else you will say.
People need to do their job. Sorry.
Over to you.
Yes, so I might sound like a broken record right now, but I insist, and I say it all the time, and I am reiterating that people should do their damn job. Let them do what they're meant to do. If it is cleaning, be sure that your jurisdiction is cleaned, it is tidy, it is like, just do your thing. This is lack of, and then, you know, in other climes we have referrals. Like when you get another job, there are referrals from, you know, maybe the companies that you've worked before. So when they say that somebody has been fired before, and then you did not look into this properly, and you employ that same person on your set to do what?
The same job.
To do the same job. And I just love the fact that, you know, they are moving on with this, and they're already, you know, sworn affidavit. Yes. And I just love that part about it, because this man was, I mean, how in your life, somebody that has never, he did not want to kill someone, and then you are killed. And I was just praying for the second person not to die, because what? This is, I don't know, it's just sad.
Very sad.
See, sad is even an understatement at this point in time, because imagine the person who did the accidental shooting. Imagine how he feels knowing he has killed somebody because somebody gave him a gun and said, oh, it's a cold gun, you can actually use it. And then it's just all sorts of craziness, and I think there's just been a lot of craziness going on this entire October. But then it's just craziness, because at the end of the day, even the people that went to go and do live shooting, what's the problem? I don't want to even find out. Because now, me, a conspiracy theory, I'll say this. It might be a thing where even this guy that was the one that handed him the gun, it was you know, people are very odd. So he might even have a fetish for seeing somebody kill another person, and he might have gone to be doing this thing on set. There are also people like serial killers that want to become famous. So what do? They go and kill a famous person so that their name is always linked to the person. Like, I think, was it not Versace, but then there was somebody like a designer that somebody killed, because, like that, because he wanted to be...
Afterwards, I went to Google the directors, you know, and I saw that, when I saw it already and I looked at death, you know, they would always put death on Wikipedia. And it was like killed by...
Exactly.
And I'm like, no, this is finished. Crazy. Like, this is where your name will be forever. In history.
I want to see the end of this. I want to actually see the end of this and see how this pans out. And the fact that they even know who gave him the gun. Because sometimes in Nigeria, we don't even keep records of these things. We just say, oh, I can't remember. As I was running, they just...
Someone just gave me.
So it's good that they even know the person to actually hold.
It could have been planned.
So I feel like some arrest is going to be made sometime soon. That happens. Let's not be careless. Thank you very much.
Wow.